Hi everyone, it's great to see you. This morning I am going to be putting together yet another planter that will take me right into the fall, and this planter is going to be a variety of Coleus. Now you know that I love Coleus, and I planted a ton of Coleus from seed last winter, and they're in the ground and I'm loving how they look, but these are varieties that I didn't grow from seed. So I thought what fun it would be to make up a planter, and we know that Coleus do really well in planters, that I can add to a shadier part of the garden and see how these varieties do. There is something lovely about just some fabulous foliage in your planter, blending it together, and oh my goodness, take a look at the variety I have here. So now we have to select what we're going to get. This is an under the sea variety called Barracuda. I love how it's so scalloped, these leaves. They're on the small side, but that's a real beauty. Here's another one with, oh, this is another Barracuda. I liked it so much I got two. What can I say? That'll be a possibility for us. Let's see. Ooh, this looks like a good one too. This is Peter's Wonder. So already I can tell this is going to be pretty tall. This might be a good centerpiece. Let's see what else I have here. Look at these tiny little leaves. Oh, I love it. This is another of the Under the Sea line. This is Sea Monkey Apricot. Oh, I like that. I sort of like how these two look together because they have sort of that same scallop shape but in different sizes and colors. And here's another scallop shape, another one in the Under the Sea variety. This is Yellowfin Tuna. Love that with a chartreuse color. Okay, let's see what else we have. Now this variety I grew before and it did very well. There is something so unique about the shape here. This is Tidbits Tammy. Love it. More rounded, but very, very attractive with that maroon. Okay, this is more on your pinkish red color, and Under the Sea Pink Reef. I'm seeing that all the Under the Sea sort of have this scallopy sea fern look to them, which is really pretty. And then this one's starting to flower. This is Kiwi Fern. Ooh. So I sort of naturally separated them out a little bit. These, look at the roots growing through here. This one really wants to get in a planter. These three sort of have this chartreuse and maroon mix, and these four all sort of have the same shape. Ooh, this is a tough, oh, hold it, we have another one here. This is the Color Blaze Chocolate Drop, which I've never grown before. Color Blaze Chocolate Drop is pretty common one put out by proven winners that a lot of people seem to like. So when I saw one, I thought, oh, I should really try that too. That kind of goes with the chartreuse maroon here. Okay, I feel like chartreuse maroon is the way to go at the moment, which means we'll have to do these on another day. Don't worry. We're not going to waste any plants around here. Let's start with the kiwi fern. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in and I'm just gonna pluck off the flowers, because as soon as it goes to seed, which is what the flowers will turn into, it stops doing as much leaf growth because it's putting all its energy into the seeds, and I still have a ways to go this summer, so I want lots of leaf growth. And you know, if you're getting plants from your local nursery right now, everything needs to get in the ground or a bigger pot as soon as you can, because these poor plants, they have been sitting there waiting to get to your house, and now they will be so happy to start growing. I really like the contrast with these two. That is just so pretty. This is Peter's Wonder. And we have the roots coming out the bottom. And if you see any like yellow or brown leaves here, just pluck those off, any that don't look great. I mean, these poor babies have been through so much heat that you're going to find some leaves that are that way. And these, I was really lucky. I got at 50% off from Hidden Gardens. So you might want to see what they still had. Some good plants there. They do a great job taking care of their annuals and their perennials, even when it's really, really hot out there. So a lot of plants still looking really good. Here is Tidbits Tammy. Okay. Ooh. Hard to know where I want to put all of them. And I try to sort of rotate. If I'm doing a planter like this, where I'm not saying this is the back of it, it's going to be a pretty equal planting, I will rotate it. So I can have the taller pieces in the middle, and maybe you can not see Tidbits Tammy when I have it rotated this way, but in a few days I turn it around. So everybody gets a little time to be enjoyed. We're going to do the chocolate drop. Now it's called chocolate drop because supposedly it's more of a trailing type. Haven't had it before, so I can't tell you whether it's going to trail or not, but we are going to put it towards the edge so that it can trail. This is looking good. Okay. So I could stop right there, but I have space here. So we have a couple choices. We could do, this is Space Age Rex Begonia. Oh, that is really nice. I like that. We could also put in another Coleus. I think the Begonia though, because these leaves are such a great contrast in texture. I mean, the Space Age Rex Begonia, all Rex Begonias have this thick type of leaf. And I'm thinking all shade here too. And we know that the begonias don't mind the shade. The Coleus don't mind the shade. Oh yeah, this is nice. Going with the same color. So I have quite the variety of leaves for texture. Look at that. Oh, I'm loving it. Loving it. And it's all foliage. This just goes to show you, you do not have to have flashy flowers in order to have an eye-catching planter. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.